Hi everybody, welcome to Yoga with Anadil. I am Anadil. Thank you so much for joining me for today's tutorial video where we are looking to break down and refine our triangle pose. In Sanskrit, in yoga, it's called Utthita Trikonasana, which is extended, a three-corner, three-angled pose. It's a great pose that really gets us to learn about stability and to develop from that stability our expansion, where we start to explore into reaching. So it's very steadying for the body and the mind. It strengthens the ankles, the knees, the thighs as we open and expand into our hips and the spine. So we're going to learn how to do this safely and get the best out of your body for this pose. So please join me and I'll see you on the mat in a moment. So let's dive into learning about our triangle pose. So to begin with, just take a wide stance. Traditionally we're taught in yoga to have our feet roughly in line with our wrists. But of course this depends on your proportions, it depends on just how your body feels. So I would suggest just working to what feels comfortable and right for you. Be a little bit intuitive about your stance, and you can always adjust it as you keep practicing this very popular triangle pose. Flatten through the feet and energize through the arches of the feet, just like we did in the mountain pose, Tadasana. So that's a great preparation for this triangle pose. So you can check out the video to prepare if you'd like to do that. And then lifting the kneecaps gently, the thighs. As you breathe in, we'll sweep the arms out to about shoulder height. And we'll turn the palms of the hands to reach the sky. And what this does is it allows the shoulder blades to slide further down your back to create a little bit more space in the shoulders and the neck. Now keep the shoulder blades nice and low, and then just sweep the palms of the hands to face back down to the earth. We'll start with our right toes. So we'll spin the right toes out towards the right side. Now traditionally, in some forms of yoga, the left foot is matching the short side of the mat. But I would suggest just pivoting that heel out so that the toes are slightly pointing inwards towards your body. And that will just help ease any tension in the hips. Especially if you feel anything in your lower back, your SI joint, then this is definitely a better position for you. And then breathe in, and let's reach the right fingertips forward like you're reaching for something that's just out of your grasp. And at the same time, this left hip swoops gently towards the back of you. So you're reaching forward with your fingertips and back with your hip as you reach. Now just a little bit of attention to that front knee. Invite that front knee, because mine is now kind of falling inwards towards the front of me. So I just want to swivel that knee gently, movement coming from the hips, taking the inner thigh to face towards the same way as my toes. And we keep energizing the legs, so the back hip is moving back. We're keeping length underneath the body as well as the top. And as we breathe the next breath out, we're going to windmill the arms so that the left fingertips are now facing up and reaching towards the sky, and the right fingertips are now reaching down towards the earth. If you have a yoga block, you can then rest your fingertips on the block at whatever height you would like. Or you can rest your hand for a little bit of support onto your thigh, or further down onto your shin, but please not onto your knees, as that may create a little bit of pressure. And you breathe here. So we're still concentrating on creating length in the underside of the body. So keep moving that hip back and keep lengthening through the side of the body. Now, in order to reach further down, we may have a tendency to kind of lose our alignment in the spine and collapse further down. If you find yourself here, then please lift so that your spine has space and the bottom side of your body has length, and then lift your heart towards the front. And big breath in and out here. You can keep your gaze to the front of you, or you can raise your gaze up towards that top hand. If your neck is feeling tired, then you can take that top hand, and it's quite nice sometimes just to support the back of the head to keep the head lifted. Otherwise you reach, and then when we're ready, you can engage the legs and spiral up, or if your legs are feeling it, you can take a subtle bend in that front knee, the right knee, and then spiral back up to standing. Bring both feet to face the long side of the mat once more, and let's just rest the hands onto the hips to give your shoulders a bit of a rest. So that is triangle on the right hand side of us. So in the interest of balance, as always, we'll do the left side too. So if your legs are feeling it here, you can simply just take a little break, shake things out, and then find your alignment once more. We'll spin the left toes now out to the left hand side, taking the right heel and just dropping that, pivoting it inward slightly, so that your hips and the sacrum and the SI joint are a little bit less intense. As we breathe in, we'll reach our fingertips out and strengthen through the legs, lifting the kneecaps, the thighs, pressing the toes gently. Big breath out. Let's reach the left fingertips forward, taking the right hip back. Big breath in, and as we breathe out, let's windmill the arms into our triangle pose, keeping length in the underside of the body. Paying attention to that left knee, keeping it spinning towards the direction of the toes. And that helps by keeping all four corners of the feet onto the earth. Big breath in. Keep lengthening through the underside of the body, even if that means maybe lifting a little higher through the spine. It's all about space, stability through the grounding, and then expansion through the body. So if you're collapsing, we're actually compressing in the body, so we want to create space. As we breathe and take the option to rest your neck, you can look it down onto the earth, you can look straight ahead of you, or you may like to try reaching your gaze up towards your hands. Keep pressing the feet firmly in the earth as you lift the arches. Bend gently through that front knee if you need to lift. Otherwise, big breath in. We'll bring the heart back over our hips, and then we'll spiral and pivot the feet to face forward once more, resting the hands on to your hips. So there you have the fundamentals of refining your triangle pose. It's a great pose from which you learn further stability, further expansion, and all sorts of other creative poses. But in itself, it's wonderful to steady the mind and stabilize and ground through the body. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and please subscribe if you'd like to see more. And I hope you'll join me next time. Thank you.